Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to StitchyJam podcast. My name is Jay. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and my podcast is about knitting, sewing, and all things crafty, really. This is episode number 4 with a little bit of a new format as I have been away for a little while and I've come back with a fresh mind. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Grab a cup of tea and I will give you a little rundown. So I haven't made an episode for a couple of months because I lost my job in around the time of the last episode. The position was absorbed and I then went into a new role for 2 months, which unfortunately didn't work out. It wasn't for me. And since then have also then started a second new job. Excuse me, I have a little bit of the hiccups. Hopefully they go away soon. So yeah, it's been a bit of a full-on crazy few months. Starting a new job, leaving that job, starting another new job. I'm very excited about my new job. It's in the hospitality industry. I will be working food and beverage in a hotel and predominantly being the barista for that hotel. Something that I really love doing and passionate about. And although I have done this role previously, it's the first time I'm working in a hotel. Something that I've really wanted to do since I was a little girl. I won't tell you more details because the hotel itself isn't open yet. So I'm there from the ground up. It's, very, very exciting. So in the time between podcasts, I just have been watching a lot of other knitting podcasts and decided that I'm not going to put as much footage of me actually doing the work. I may throw a few clips in here and there, but predominantly I just want to sit and have a cup of tea with you, have a catch up, let you know what's happening, show you a few work in progress and anything finished and any acquisitions, etc. So sit back and relax and welcome. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who have seen my podcast before, as you can see in the background, my wall is now green. I have also painted my room. I decided that painting my room was something I needed to do. And the last week of my last job and in the lead up to starting my new job, I thought, okay, I want to get this done so I have a fresh start and can move forward from there. And as you well know, if you've ever painted a space, that in your head you think it's going to be easy. And when you get started, you realize, wait, I need 2 undercoats. I need two layers of the paint. You know, after all the process of trying to pick the right color for you, we finally got there. And thanks to my mum, who did help me in the last couple of coats to get me through, which was just incredibly kind of her. So that's really great. So I have a few knitting projects and a few sewing projects. I have nothing finished here to show you. I do have some finished projects. My beanie, Ricky hat beanie, which I believe I talked about in my last episode. I also made a matching cowl for that, and I did want to show you, but I've actually accidentally packed away all my winter things because spring is about to spring, and possibly I'll get it out for the next episode just so you can see what I'm talking about. As far as sewing goes, I have 2 finished projects and 1 almost finished project. And knitting, I have 4 works in progress. As some of you know, and if you don't know, you're new here, I'm actually a new knitter. I started knitting in about May. Prior to that, I was crocheting. And I do still crochet, but at the moment, my love is for knitting. I bought some beautiful navy yarn from a local yarn shop in Kurrajong. Now, I believe I haven't written down the name of the wool shop, but I will put the information in the links below. The yarn itself is Great Southern Yarn brand. It's a GSY blend, DK. It's 100 grams, so 1 skein. And the colour is Judy Castles. Again, I'll put the rest of that information below. So I've only done 2 lines, but it's called the Togetherness Cow by Mary Keenan. It's a Ravelry pattern. Hey there, sorry about that. I had my storage on my camera say you are full. So here we are back again. Where was I? This is the Great Southern Yarn GSY blend DK 100 grams by Judy Castle. And I am making the Togetherness Cow by Mary Keenan. I put all the link below. I haven't done very much. This is where we're at. It's lovely and soft. I'm pretty sure it's merino. That's where we're at. I can't believe it. And you know, I've just gone through and deleted so many things, but it's still not very much. So hopefully we make the cut for this video. And then I'm going to have to really download some things onto the internet. You would think I would have enough gigabytes, but no, apparently not. All right, so let's move on to something that is really got a head start, which is my very first pair of socks. And the sock is a bit of a bitzer. It's a bit of a blend between a vanilla plain sock. It's got a modified eye of partridge heel, and the gusset and flap are from the Hermione pattern. I'll put the links to all 3 below. The yarn I've used is Lorna Lace's Sea Turtle Dream, which was a 2012 run. And it's superwash merino with a bit of nylon in this sock yarn. And this is where we're at. Looking good. This is the modified eye of partridge heel. And I'm so proud of myself. This is my very first sock ever. And I'm super excited to show you when those are finished. This is the Sea Turtle Green, and I just love it. Another work in progress is my first sweater. Now, the wool is quite dark, and it's winter here at the moment, and of an evening I keep making mistakes. Now, as a new knitter, as you know, if you're a new knitter or experienced knitter, when you're learning to mend mistakes, it's quite challenging. Thankfully, I have my mum, who's an experienced knitter, to help me. But at the moment, this project is parked just until I have some time to put into taking it back to where it needs to go. As the second ball of yarn, I've made quite a few mistakes, and I need to fix. Well, I say quite a few. I've made a mistake. I need to fix it. I haven't been able to. I need to take it back to the last ball of yarn and then start that again. So this one is the Simple Pullover by Tonya Barry. I'm using Drops Alpaca in the Forest colorway, and that is a sport weight yarn. It is supposedly a sport weight yarn, but it feels more like a 4-ply. So the progress I have on that is this, and as you can see, look how beautiful that forest green color is. And I do plan on picking that back up again because I'm really enjoying that knit. The wool is really soft. It's got that bit of an alpaca smell, which is nice. And the other whip that I have is just carrying on with, if you go to my first episode, excuse me, I've now got wool up my nose. If you go to my if you go to my first episode, you'll see when I was learning how to knit, I started a blanket with some squares. The information for the yarn itself is in that. And so I'm just, when I've got a moment where I want some TV knitting where I don't have to think too hard, I'm just carrying on with those squares. It's a combination of garter and knit stitch, and then I'm going to also do a few with some different stitches just to teach myself the different stitches. I have got a whole pile of new acquisitions, new yarn. However, most of it came from Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of Shetland tweed. I also have this really lovely merino. I don't have a label for it, so I'm not sure who it's by, but it's this lovely pink with some speckles of brown, and I think I'm going to make a jumper out of that. As far as sewing goes, I still haven't made any progress on my quilt, so I won't show you that. I'm doing a patchwork quilt. I'm up to the stitch in the ditch. Again, you can have a look through my previous episodes if you would like to have a look. And I also did some sewing classes. I'm trying to learn how to make my own clothes. I started off with a pair of pajamas, and everything except for the hem has been done. As you can see, it's not quite finished yet. These are them. They're just a very simple pajama pant. I'll put a photo here of me wearing them, and they just need the hem done, really. I've got the buttonhole here. My machine is really good. It actually does it automatically, which I thought was amazing. So there's those, and something I'm really proud of, which is an actual finished project. Well, and in the next episode, hopefully I'll have some more. Is a DIY square duffel bag by sewingtimes.nancy. The material is from the Sewing Basket in Newington, which is a charity run. You can get all sorts. You can get wool, cross stitch, anything sewing and knitting related, basically, material, etc. And then the bug material that you'll see on the ends is Eden by Sally Kelly. It's beautiful, and it came from the post office patchwork in Glenbrook. So this is it, the duffel bag. This is the material that's called Eden, sorry, as I just mentioned. And got my zip in the top. It's got a blue lining here, and I've also put an internal pocket, which wasn't in the pattern. I've just added that in afterwards because I really wanted an internal pocket. It's really lovely. It's my favorite. It gets a lot of compliments, and I will also put a picture of that in down there. So that's all from me at the moment. A little short one today. I plan on doing this more frequently now that I'm settling in to my new role and my bedroom is painted and things are starting to settle down and getting back to normal. This painting, sorry, that you can see in the background, there's a mushroom called an ink cap mushroom, and you pick them and they melt down and you can use them for ink to paint with. And I wanted to show you my version of the ink cap mushroom painted with the ink from the ink cap mushroom. I have a slight obsession with bugs and nature and fungi and algae and anything nature, really. Yeah, I really love it. I am actually reading this book at the moment called Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake. How fungi change our world, change our mind, and shape our future. I'm almost finished. It looks like I'm not, but most of that is referencing. So I have about this much to go. And it's not a novel, it's an educational book. It's very good if you're interested in reading about fungi, mushrooms, and lichen. This is the book for you. After reading this book, it's inspiring to know that there are people trying different methods to help with our climate change, global warming, end of the world issue that we have going on, to say the least. This kind of delves into, it goes into each element individually and then also explains how people are using the different fungi or methods, etc., to help with either health benefits or, for example, there are people that are using mushroom mycelium to make lamps and building materials, etc. And it's just, yeah, it's really, really interesting. If you're into that kind of thing, I highly recommend it. And that's it. And that's it from me. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. I would really love it if you hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to know more detail on. I'll put all the links to all the patterns below, and hit that like button, share me with your friends, and go and follow me on my socials. I predominantly use Instagram, and I've started using Threads. Threads has got a really good knitting community that's building up on there that have stemmed over from Instagram. It's really nice and peaceful and ad-free at the moment over there. So let's go follow there and follow some of your other fellow knitter podcasters or knitting community. I have one plan to do a Stephen West shawl. That's on the cards. I got some unique blend of alpaca and camel wool, and I will show you that in the next episode. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a nice month or week. I'll either see you in a fortnight or a month. I'm not sure yet. My usual frequency is once a month, but because I'm going for a bit of a shorter, I don't know the word I'm looking for, video, thank you. I think I need a coffee. I will be trying to do it a little bit more frequently. I am a new knitter and I'm not a fast knitter, so, and that's okay, but I'm just letting you know that I don't want to come to you unless I have something that I can talk about with you. And yeah, anyway, I'm babbling now, so thank you for joining me. Peace and love, and see you next time. Don't forget to hit that follow button.